Welcome to the deep dive. If you've ever stepped foot in the sprawling, breathtaking, but often pretty perilous kingdom of Hyrule in The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Well, getting around isn't just a leisurely stroll.
Oh, definitely not. It can be like a terrifying sprint from a guardian sometimes.
Exactly, or a really grueling climb up some frosted peak. And while Link is, a super capable adventurer on foot, there's this whole other dimension to traversing Hyrule that maybe gets overlooked sometimes in its strategic depth.
You mean the stables?
Yeah, the humble stable. Today we're doing a deep dive into the Hylian Equestrian's Handbook, our guide to really understanding stables in Breath of the Wild. You might think, stables? Aren't they just horse parking?
Right. That's the initial thought.
But as we unpack this, you'll discover they are way more than that. They're strategically vital hubs really woven into the fabric of your whole adventure.
That's absolutely right. Our mission today isn't just to, list what stables do, but to explore why they're so crucial, how they tie into the game's mechanics, player progression, even the lore. Get ready for some, I think, fascinating insights and maybe some surprising facts that will definitely make you rethink every stable visit.
Okay, let's dive right in then. So, every great adventure in Hyrule, it often starts with that first encounter, right? Seeing a wild horse. It's such a classic Breath of the Wild moment.
It really is. You spot that perfect one, maybe a pure-colored horse.
Yeah, shimmering with potential. But how do you actually, make it yours? What's that first hurdle?
Well, the first step is the wild tame itself. And it's kind of a neat little mini-game, really.
Yeah.
Stealth and endurance.
Right.
You got to sneak up on it. The source mentions, and it's true, it's way easier if you've got some stealth-enhancing food or elixirs cooked up.
Makes sense.
Once you're close enough, you hit 8 'em out.
Yeah.
But that's just the start. The horse bucks like crazy, trying to throw you.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to mash L to suit it. This part drains Link's stamina really fast, like surprisingly fast, especially for those, high stat horses. The pure-colored ones are usually wilder.
So it's a resource management thing, too.
Absolutely. It's a real test. You can even eat stamina-replenishing food while you're on its back, which is kind of crucial sometimes to extend your attempt. You know you're winning when you see those little pink hearts pop up.
Okay, so you've done it. You've wrestled with it. Link's exhausted. Your thumb hurts. But it's still not really yours, is it? What's that vital next step? The one new players sometimes miss.
Yes. That's where the stable is absolutely essential. Once you've tamed that wild horse, you have to ride it straight to the nearest stable owner. Think of it as a formal introduction.
Okay.
You pay a small fee, just one time, 20 rupees, which, honestly, for what you get is a total steal.
Definitely.
Then you get to name your new buddy, and it automatically gets a default saddle and bridle. But here's the absolute key point, and trust me, players have learned this the hard way without this registration.
Yeah.
Your tamed horse just despawns or wanders off the second you get off it. All that effort just gone.
It's a harsh lesson, but, it sticks with you. It really does. And the game, it's quite clever. It actually builds this lesson in pretty naturally, doesn't it? Through that wild horse's side quest.
Exactly. At Dueling Peak Stable, it's like an organic tutorial. This NPC, Rensa, challenges you to catch a horse in 2 minutes.
Right. I remember that.
The reward's just a purple rupee, but the real point is it makes you practice the taming, the soothing, all under a bit of time pressure. It perfectly sets you up for taming tougher horses later on.
It feels like part of the world, not just a checklist.
That's Breath of the Wild all over, isn't it? And as you get more into horses, you hit another strategic point, the limit. You can only register 5 horses max.
Only 5, okay.
Yeah, so it forces you to be a bit selective. You can't just hoard every single horse you find, especially if you're trying to collect the unique ones. You have to make some choices.
Which brings us to Malenia, the horse god. Kind of this unique, almost mythical figure.
Definitely. For anyone who's ever tragically lost a favorite horse in Breath of the Wild, Malenia is your savior.
Where do you find him again? It's a bit tucked away, isn't it?
It is. He's a bloodleaf lake way up in North Akala. You have to find his giant flower bud thing. And to coax him out, you need to offer him an Endura carrot.
The Endura carrots. Those are pretty valuable themselves.
They are. You find them dotted around places like Satori Mountain, East Necluda, Hyrule Ridge. So finding the carrot is part of the little adventure to even meet Malenia.
And what exactly does Malenia do in Breath of the Wild? Because there's some confusion sometimes with the sequel.
That's a really crucial point. In Breath of the Wild, Malenia has one primary job, and it's only this: reviving your registered horses that have died.
Only revival.
Exclusively revival. If your registered buddy meets an unfortunate end, you bring one Endura carrot to Melania and boom, he brings them back. It's just this amazing safety net.
That's huge. It means you don't have to be terrified of taking your horse near a Lionel or something.
Exactly. It encourages you to actually use your horse in combat or take it through tricky terrain without that constant fear of permanent loss. But the Endura carrot cost, it makes revival a conscious choice, a resource decision. It subtly pushes you to explore to find more carrots.
Okay, so just to be crystal clear for everyone listening, especially if you've played Tears of the Kingdom, Melania cannot upgrade horse stats in Breath of the Wild. No feeding him meals for better speed or strength here.
Absolutely not. That's a Tears of the Kingdom feature. In Breath of the Wild, Melania is purely the resurrection guy. No stat boosts. This really highlights why registering is so important, because that's the key to Melania's health and, well, other conveniences too.
It really does. And once it is registered, the accessibility is just fantastic, isn't it? That's where stables truly become essential infrastructure.
Totally. Once registered, you can withdraw or board that horse at any stable across Hyrule. Doesn't matter where you last left it.
That is such a good quality of life feature.
It's huge for navigating that massive map efficiently. Now, you can whistle for your horse if it's nearby within earshot, but if you fast travel, say, across the whole map, your horse doesn't magically teleport with you. It stays put where you left it. You just need to pop into the nearest stable and ask the owner to retrieve it for you. Super intuitive.
But then there's this other thing, something the game doesn't tell you about. This secret sixth slot.
Yes. This is where things get really interesting for dedicated players. It's not an official feature, more like an emerging quirk of the game's saving system.
How does it work?
Basically, the game remembers the last wild horse you tamed, even if you didn't register it. It doesn't despawn, even through loading screens or turning the console off. So effectively, you can keep one extra unregistered horse hanging around.
A secret sixth horse?
Kind of. It's a brilliant example of players finding loopholes. People use it for unique mounts you can't register, like stall horses.
The skeleton horses.
Yeah. Or even, if you're feeling brave, a bear you've managed to soothe. It shows how players can push the game's systems in unexpected ways.
Okay, but being unofficial, there have to be downsides, right? What's the catch?
Oh, big catches. First, you can't name the horse in this slot. More importantly, if it dies, Melania won't touch it. It's gone forever.
Ouch. Permanent loss.
Yep. And another real pain is if it gets stuck somewhere dumb, like down a cliff, it can't climb out of it. It'll just keep respawning there, stuck.
So you just have a permanently inaccessible horse.
Well, there's a clever workaround players found. If you tame another wild horse, that new horse takes the sixth slot, kicking the stuck one out. This forces the stuck one to respawn back where you originally found it in the wild, like hitting a reset button.
That's pretty smart.
It really shows the contrast, doesn't it? You've got the reliable official stable system, and then this quirky player-discovered emergent gameplay. It speaks volumes about how deep Breath of the Wild systems really are.
Beyond just having the horse, caring for it matters too. There's this affection level, right? What does that actually do?
Right. Affection directly impacts obedience. Low affection, the horse might ignore commands, veer off paths, crash into trees. It can be really frustrating.
Yeah, I've had that happen. So how do you build that bond? What's the best way?
You can improve it slowly by soothing it with L after it does something good, or even after a little mishap. You see the pink hearts.
Yeah.
But the fastest, most efficient way,
Tell me.
just feed it apples. 5 apples usually maxes out the affection pretty quick. Other fruits and veggies work too, just drop them or hold them out. Works for the special horses too, like the Royal Stallion or Giant Horse.
And what's the payoff for max affection? Is it just nicer?
It's a huge quality of life boost. A max affection horse will automatically follow roads and paths without you needing to steer constantly.
Autopilot.
Pretty much. It makes long journeys way more relaxing. It genuinely transforms the horse from just transport into a reliable companion.
So the affection system isn't just fluff, it's like a skill gate, teaching you horsemanship.
Exactly. It rewards your investment. At first, a new horse needs active handling, teaching you the basics. As affection grows, it cooperates more. It really enhances immersion, makes you feel connected to your horse.
And performance isn't just about affection, they're actual stats, right?
Yeah.
Strength, speed, stamina. What do those mean?
Yeah, when you register a horse, you see its stats. Strength is basically its HP, how much damage it can take, and it also boosts the damage it does when charging enemies.
Okay.
Speed is, well, it's top running speed. Pretty straightforward. And stamina is the number of spurs or dashes it has for those bursts of speed.
How much do these vary?
For wild horses, is 1 to 4 stars in each stat. Generally, the pure-colored ones have better stats than spotted ones. And then the special horses have fixed, unique stats, like the giant horse is 5 strength, 2 speed, but 0 stamina.
0 stamina, wow.
Yeah. The royal white stallion is 4 strength, 3 speed, 5 stamina. And Epona, if you have the amiibo, is a perfectly balanced 444. This variety encourages you to hunt for specific horses depending on what you need.
So for you, the player, it means thinking strategically. Want to fight on horseback, go for high strength. Exploring vast distances, speed and stamina are key.
Precisely. And even the powerful special horses have trade-offs. That giant horse is a tank, mows down enemies, but with 0 stamina, it can't sprint at all. It's strong, but slow for travel. It's always a choice.
And just to touch on stats again, you mentioned Endura Carrots earlier. Those give temporary boosts, right? Not permanent upgrades.
Exactly. Feeding an Endura Carrot gives temporary bonus stamina spurs like Link's yellow stamina wheels. It's a temporary buff.
Not permanent stat increases.
Correct. It bears repeating. Permanent horse stat upgrades via Melania. That's Tears of the Kingdom, not a Breath of the Wild. Here, improving performance long-term is about affection and equipment.
Ah, equipment. So once you've maxed out that affection, you unlock customization.
You do. You can talk to specific NPCs at stables, usually someone tending the horses, and change the main style, saddle, and bridle.
Is it just cosmetic, or does the gear actually do anything?
Most of it is purely for looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lets you personalize your ride. But there are a couple of really important exceptions. Specifically, the Ancient Bridle and Ancient Saddle, which you only get with the DLC, those have unique effects.
Okay, but how do you get the other unique gear? Like, not the default stuff.
There are a few ways.
Yeah.
The Traveler's Bridle and Saddle come from the Rider Link amiibo, but it's a random drop from the chest, so
Save scumming might be involved.
potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Then there are mini-games. The Knight's gear comes from the Horseback Archery Challenge near Highland Stable. You need to hit a certain number of targets.
Okay.
The Extravagant Bridle and Saddle are rewards from the Horse Obstacle Course near Highland Stable 2, run by Blaine. You need to beat specific times. Definitely. The Royal Bridle and Saddle are easier. You get those from Toffa at Outskirts Stable just for completing the Royal White Stallion quest. And then there's the Monster Bridle and Saddle.
From Kilton.
Yep, from Kilton, the monster parts guy. He sells them for Mon, his special currency, but only after you've met him at Skull Lake, and after you've beaten at least 2 divine beasts. And only at night, of course.
Right. So the ancient gear from the DLC, what makes it so special? How do you get it?
It comes from the Ancient Horse Rumors quest. You find treasure chests using magnesis. The Ancient Bridle is under the big cherry blossom tree on Satori Mountain.
Okay, Satori Mountain.
And the Ancient Saddle is hidden behind Melania's Spring, the horse god's place.
And their effects.
The Ancient Bridle adds 2 extra blue stamina spurs to your horse, a significant boost to sprinting.
Nice.
And the Ancient Saddle. This is the big one. It lets you whistle and summon your active registered horse to your location, no matter how far away it is. It just teleports right to you.
Whoa, that is a game changer for travel.
Absolutely massive quality of life improvement, especially in that huge world.
So the equipment system, even though it's mostly cosmetic, kind of acts as another reward layer, tied to achieving things in the game.
Precisely. Getting the special gear often means mastering a minigame or completing a quest. It links customization to your achievements, and the DLC gear provides really tangible gameplay benefits, making the expansion feel valuable beyond just new quests. It encourages you to engage with all these different systems.
Okay, let's shift focus a bit. Stables aren't just about the horses, they're hubs, full of people. Let's talk about the stable dwellers, starting with the main person, the stable owner.
Right, the stable owner like Ember at Riverside Stable or Tassaran at Dueling Peaks is your go-to for registering, boarding, taking out your horses. But they offer more. They offer Link a place to rest.
The lodging options.
Exactly. 2 choices. The regular bed, 20 rupees, fully restores your hearts. Or the soft bed, 40 rupees. That fully restores hearts and gives you 1 extra temporary heart.
That temporary heart is useful.
It really is.
Yeah.
So stables become these critical save havens, rest points. Spending that extra 40 rupees for the soft bed directly boosts Link's survivability for his next bit of exploration. It connects the stable services directly to Link's own journey, not just his horses.
And while the owners handle the core services, they aren't always the ones giving out quests, are they?
Often not directly, no. Like Ember at Riverside, she doesn't give quests, but they're central to this. Let's call it a quest ecosystem. The quests often come from other NPCs hanging out at the stable.
Right, like you mentioned Renza at Dueling Peaks for the horse quest. Who else?
Well, at Riverside, you've got Goddard with the Royal Recipe Quest and Parsi looking for the Royal Guards gear. At Dueling Peaks, besides Rensa, there's Domidak and Prison involved in the Misko the Great Bandit questline.
So the takeaway for you, the player, is don't just run in, talk to the owner, and run out. Linger, talk to everyone.
Absolutely. These stables are bustling social spots full of gossip, hints, lore, and new objectives. They really are integral connection points in your adventure.
That leads nicely into the general advice for Breath of the Wild, really. Talk to everybody.
Oh, 100%. NPCs in this game are chatty. They give out so much valuable info, subtle clues, directions, and of course, side quests.
And their dialogue changes too, right? It's not static.
Not at all. It changes based on the time of day, the weather, even how far you are in the main story. Have you got the Master Sword? Have you beaten the Divine Beast? They'll react to that. And anyone with an active quest for you gets that little red exclamation mark, which is super helpful.
Who are some of the key recurring characters you often find at or near stables?
Well, first off, Beetle, the traveling merchant. He's practically everywhere, often pacing around the stables, ready to sell you arrows, bugs, monster parts.
Can't miss Beetle?
Nope. Then there's Hinno, specifically a Dueling Peak stable. He's the Blood Moon researcher guy. He gets all weird when one is about to happen and can actually tell you if one is coming that night. He's also part of the priceless Maracas quest for Hestu.
Okay. And Renza, we know him from the horse quest.
Right. And Pakango, the painter. You find him at several stables, like Riverside and Outskirt. He gives you vital clues for finding the locations of the captured memories, photos. Super important for the story.
He saved me so much time finding those.
Didn't he? And lastly, Kilton, the monster fanatic with his fang and bone shop.
Ah, Kilton. A strange dude.
Very strange. He only shows up at night, usually on the outskirts of towns, often near stables, but only after you first meet him at Skull Lake, and only after you've done at least 2 divine beasts. He sells unique monster gear, including that monster bridle and saddle.
So stables are these information hotspots. You gather shrine hints, quest leads, lore, just by chatting.
Exactly. And the changing dialogue makes it feel like a living world. It encourages you to revisit stables, not just for horse stuff, but to see what's new, who's saying what. They're genuine community hubs out in the wild.
Stables aren't just buildings either. Their placement is key, right? They function as navigational anchors.
Absolutely. There are 15 stables, and they're very strategically placed across Hyrule, not random at all.
Where do they tend to show up?
Usually along major roads, often near important landmarks like bridges, rivers, or where different regions meet. Think Riverside Stable, right by the Hylia River between Whistling Hill and Betrayal Lake.
Or Dueling Peaks Stable?
Exactly, nestled between the peaks and Ash Swamp. Even Snowfield Stable, way up north, is right off the main path northeast of Heber Tower. Their positioning guides you.
And they're almost always near a shrine or a tower too, aren't they?
Almost always. Which makes them perfect fast travel points. You warp to the shrine, and the stable is right there. It makes getting around Hyrule incredibly efficient. They're not just horse depots, they're critical navigational aids, resource stops, quest hubs, mini towns, really.
Do stables react much to the environment, like weather or time of day?
The buildings themselves, not really. But as we said, NPC dialogue changes. And the horses do react. They'll try and find shelter if it starts raining, which is a nice touch.
What about amenities? What can you consistently rely on finding at pretty much any stable?
Several key things. There's almost always a cooking pot nearby, essential for meals and elixirs.
Crucial.
Traveling merchants, especially beetles, are very common. You can often find basic weapons lying around too. Woodcutter's axes, pot lids, maybe a pitchfork or a torch, useful in a pinch.
Free stuff.
Right. And some stables host unique things, like the mounted archery camp near Highland Stable, or the obstacle course. This consistent supply of resources makes stables self-sufficient little outposts.
So you can cook, restock, maybe grab a basic weapon. It reduces how often you need to trek back to a main town.
Exactly. It enables that feeling of long-term exploration, knowing you can usually find what you need at the next stable down the road.
Yeah.
It really supports the open-world gameplay loop.
Okay, let's talk about one of the most dramatic events that interacts with stables and the world, the Blood Moon. What's the deal with that eerie red glow?
The Blood Moon is this really significant mechanic. It's framed as Ganon's power surging, causing fallen enemies, monsters you've defeated, to come back to life.
Respawning enemies.
Right. But it also does more. It respawns weapons you find lying around in the world, various items, and it refills the chests in enemy camps.
When does it happen? Is it random?
It happens at midnight, on nights when there's a full moon in the game's cycle. It might seem random at first, but its frequency seems tied to how many enemies you defeat. The more you clear out, the sooner it seems to trigger, acting as a world reset.
So it's designed to stop you from, like, permanently clearing the map of resources and enemies. Keeps the challenge up.
Exactly. It ensures there's always a supply of monster parts, weapons, things to fight. For players who know what you're doing, it's actually an opportunity. Time to farm specific tough enemies for their drops, or grab a powerful weapon that respawns.
Turning the ominous into an advantage. But important safety tip, it doesn't bring back dead horses, right? Even registered ones.
Absolutely crucial point. No, the Blood Moon does not revive your horses. If your horse dies, you need Melania. Period. Don't wait for the Red Moon.
Got it. Melania only. Now, you mentioned Henno at Dueling Peaks noticing the Blood Moon.
Yeah, he acts weird, gives you a heads up if one's coming that night. It's a nice in-world warning system. And there's another huge benefit, something players discovered. The cooking bonus.
Cooking bonus, what's that?
In a short window, just before the Blood Moon hits, from about 11:30 p.m. to midnight in-game time, any dish you cook is guaranteed to be a critical success.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed. That means extra hearts, bonus yellow hearts, extra stamina wheels, longer effect durations, higher effect levels.
Yeah.
Whatever the dish normally does, it does it better.
Wow. So you should rush to a cooking pot right before midnight if you know a Blood Moon is coming.
Absolutely. And since stables almost always have a cooking pot right there, Dueling Peak Stable is a prime spot to exploit this. It's another example of Breath of the Wild turning something seemingly bad, the Blood Moon, into a strategic plus.
Okay, let's get into the really exciting stuff. The legendary steeds. Beyond the regular wild horses, there are some special ones you can get. First up, the Royal White Stallion.
Ah, yes. A truly majestic horse. The lore is that it's descended from Princess Zelda's own horse from 100 years ago.
How do you get it?
There's a side quest called the Royal White Stallion, which you get from Toffa at Outskirts Stable. He sends you looking for it. You'll find it usually grazing in Sandoden Park ruins up on Safula Hill, north of the stable.
Is it hard to tame?
It is. It has a wild temperament, so you need a good chunk of stamina or stamina-boosting food to suit it. But once you tame it, register it, and show back to Toffa, he gives you the unique royal saddle and royal bridle as a reward.
And its stats.
Pretty good. Strength 4, speed 3, and stamina 5. That 5 stamina is excellent, more than Epona, though it's slightly slower. A very solid horse.
Okay, then there's the big one. Literally, the giant horse.
Huh. Yeah, this thing is massive. Rumor has it it's descended from Ganondor's steed. You find it in the Taubab grassland south of Mount Hylia. It absolutely towers over the other horses there.
Is taming it the main challenge?
Taming it requires a lot of stamina. It's very wild. But honestly, the bigger challenge might be getting it back to a stable. The path usually takes you past 2 linnels and a bunch of mounted bokoblins. It's a real ordeal.
Wow. Worth it for the stats.
Well, its stats are unique. Strength 5, the highest possible, speed 2, and stamina.
0.
0 stamina again, so it can't sprint.
I cannot sprint at all, but its sheer size and 5 strength mean it just plows through enemies and obstacles. It's incredibly strong, but it also can't be customized. It comes with its own unique, non-removable gear. Big trade-offs.
And then Epona, the classic. How does she fit into Breath of the Wild?
Epona, Link's iconic companion. She's only available one way in this game. You have to scan the Smash Bros. Series, Link Amiibo.
Only the amiibo.
Only that specific amiibo. She appears instantly with perfect stats. 4 strength, 4 speed, 4 stamina. And a gentle temperament, so she's super easy to ride.
Nice and balanced. Any limitations?
Yep, like the giant horse, you can't rename her or change her gear. She comes with her unique saddle and bridle. But here's a critical thing about Epona.
You can only summon her via the amiibo once. If anything happens to her, she gets killed, or you lose her before you register her at a stable, she is gone forever. You cannot resummon her.
Seriously. Wow, so rule number 1, summon Epona near a stable, register immediately.
Absolutely paramount. Don't risk losing her.
Okay, besides those you can register, there are other things Link can ride temporarily, right?
Oh.
Like the stall horses.
Right, the skeleton horses. You often see Buckalans riding them at night, especially up in Hebra.
Yeah.
They're actually friendly if you knock the Buckacoblin off, and you can ride them. They're pretty cool, immune to gloom damage too.
Can you keep them?
Nope, can't be registered. They vanish when daylight comes, and Melania won't revive them if they get destroyed. Strictly temporary night rides.
What about the Lord of the Mountain? That blue, glowy thing.
Satori. Yes, the Lord of the Mountain, found sometimes on Satori Mountain. It's incredible. Blazing fast speed and unlimited stamina. You can just sprint forever.
Unlimited stamina. Can you register that?
Sadly, no. Definitely cannot be registered. and it gets spooked easily. If you stay dismounted for too long, it just vanishes. A fleeting, amazing ride.
And there are bears and deer.
Yeah. You can actually sneak up, mount bears, deer, even elk. It's pretty funny. But again, cannot be registered. They're usually slower than horses and can't sprint. The Fable hands get a good laugh if you try and board a bear.
I bet they do. So you've got this whole range from reliable registered horses to these powerful but temporary special mounts.
Exactly. It encourages you to pick the right tool for the job. Need reliable transport, registered horse, need insane speed for a short dash, Lord of the Mountain if you can find it, need to ride through gloom, stall horse. It has another layer of strategy to how you move around Hyrule.
So let's sum up the intrinsic rewards of actually owning and caring for horses in this game. It's not just about having transport, is it?
Not at all. The rewards are built right into the gameplay. First, that 20 rupee registration fee unlocks massive convenience. Being able to retrieve your horse from any stable. That alone is huge for efficient travel.
Yeah, that's essential.
Then, investing time in raising affection pays off directly. High affection means easier control, less frustration, and that amazing auto-pathing ability. Just feeding apples makes your travel smoother.
It feels rewarding because it makes playing easier.
Exactly. And then the DLC gear adds another layer. The ancient bridles, extra stamina, and especially the ancient saddle's teleport summoning ability are incredibly powerful quality of life upgrades that reward players who engage with that content.
So Breath of the Wild rewards horse ownership through making the core gameplay loop exploration traversal better and more efficient. Not through some abstract point system, but through tangible benefits you feel immediately.
Precisely. It encourages you to see horses as valuable assets, companions worth investing in, because that investment pays dividends in how you experience the world.
Now, speaking of point systems,
Yeah.
we have to mention pony points, because people might have heard that term. Crucial clarification needed here, right?
Absolutely crucial. Pony points are a thing, yes, but only in The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel.
Not in Breath of the Wild.
Correct. In Tears of the Kingdom, you earn pony points for using stables, visiting new ones, doing quests, and you redeem them for rewards like more horse slots, special beds, unique gear. That whole system, it simply does not exist in Breath of the Wild. It's important players of the original know this.
Good to be clear on that. No pony points here.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it's pretty clear, isn't it? Stables in Breath of the Wild are so much more than just places to leave your horse.
Oh, absolutely. They're indispensable pillars supporting Link's entire journey. It's this whole multifaceted system for getting horses, caring for them, using them strategically. It's deeply embedded in the game.
Yeah, from the details of taming and registration, the vital role of Melania, even that quirky secret 6 slot players found, horsemanship is woven into exploration, combat, even world events like the Blood Moon. Mastering this system really elevates your horses from just being vehicles to being true allies.
Understanding all these nuances, maxing affection, picking horses for stats, finding the legendary ones, using the right equipment, it genuinely makes traveling across Hyrule a richer experience. It's about making choices, building that connection.
It really is. It makes the journey itself more meaningful.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Well, next time you're riding through Hyrule, maybe you'll look at that stable differently. And maybe think about other games too. What other seemingly simple mechanics might have hidden depths just waiting for a deep dive? Go forth, explore, and happy riding. Hylian Equestrian.